on each other.
That's right. Well,
You trying to discern each other's business, each other's lives, what this one is doing, what that one. See, you using the gift the wrong way, and that's called sin. Because it's not meant to be you to discern each other. It's supposed to discern your enemy, and you think your brother is your enemy, your sister is your enemy. Stop discerning each other and discern while you trying to discern somebody's business, the enemy is among you laughing, and you can detect him inside of people.
That's right. That's right.
There's a reason why God give us the spirit of discernment. Anybody hear what I'm saying to you? Now, the word discernment means having or showing of good judgment, wise, aware, clueful. Deacon Oshie, remember on Tuesday I'm talking about when God's Spirit leaves, there's a thing of stupidity that's going to come in, meaning you're not aware to think. You thinking bombs going to drop, we're going to look at a bunch of stupid people not willing to make decisions.
That's right. That's right, bro.
And nothing about a couple. You see, you worrying about all these things. But all I got to do is loose a couple of fools around you to kill your life.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, nobody understand. Let a couple of fools give you some advice and see you die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let a couple of people who don't know, have no wisdom, begin to tell you what you do with your life.
Oh, man.
And the way to do it. And they don't know, and they don't have the wisdom of God. You find yourself bullcrate somewhere. Begging God, please forgive me because I didn't know. Now, discern. You need to discern who's speaking to you. See, Jesus understood the discernment. When Peter was talking, he understood it was not Peter, but it was Satan talking to Peter. That's why, the Lord, get thee behind me. You see, you got what Jesus was using was the spirit of discernment to see who's talking to you. See, the thing about it, Satan can be talking to you, but you ain't discerning. All you see people and not understanding. You see, you got to taste, my God. You got to judge word like the tongue tastes. Come on, food, and understand what spirit. He said, know the spirit by the spirit. Oh, you got to understand what I'm talking about. It is a season of discerning demonic forces and demonic things that's moving upon the earth realm, and to be able to see, because God people have lost the wisdom, and this is you see, that's why Paul used a thing saying we are all like sheep going to the slaughter. Well, I don't want to be no sheep going to the slaughter because he gave me discernment. So I'm going to be a sheep with discernment. I'm going to be a sheep knowing that I ain't going to follow everything, do everything. But because you said if it's not in the word, I'm not going to do it. So that is why to have discernment, you're going to have to be with God in prayer and worship and seeking God to find out what is it behind the person that's talking to me. Now, discernment is to be wise and to be aware and to be clueful. And discernment is to be perceived, to recognize, to detect. To recognize, notice, observe, see, identify, determine, distinguish. And everything I'm saying today, my years in ministry, church people do not do those things to determine, to detect, to watch, to observe. Because sometimes the enemy will study you and know that as a church you are meant. See, the enemy will use love against you. Because the truth is, you're not supposed to reject people. He used that to bring in, to infiltrate your group or your life, because you're not supposed to reject. And now you're not using discernment. The enemy bring a stronghold in your life where he can get you and kill you and destroy you. Because a lion come in and detect and watch. He said Satan was like a roaring lion, seeking one whom he may devour. He gonna use many bodies. There was a movie called Fallen with Denzel Washington, where the spirit was moving from people to people. So now guess what? In the Matrix, he said everybody can be your enemy, because that thing can go into everybody trying to get you. Well, let me tell you something. It's very close to that, where the enemy can jump to, if they don't have Jesus, that he can go into anybody and come against you. He can come in your home. He can come in your pet dog. Because dogs can be possessed just like pigs was possessed by the men with the legion. So he can come through any way that he can come into your house. So this war I'm talking about is for real. Oh, nobody want to hear me? Yeah. We need to use the discernment of God in the season. We got to discern. You got to discern in the marketplace. You got to discern in your job. You got to You got to discern in everything that you're doing. And the word discern mean in the Hebrew is benay, which is give a man understanding. You see, that's what the book of James says. If you don't have understanding, don't have wisdom, ask God, who's not going to hold back from giving to you. See, that's why the Bible says we don't get wisdom. With all your wisdom, get what? Understanding. So I'm here to give you understanding. There is a warfare, and to understand what to do and which way to go about it. And we need to prepare our people for what? Battle. And it comes here to be clever, right? To pay close attention to. Jeremiah 49:7. We're going to look at it to talk about these things. We're going to get some scriptures tonight. Jeremiah 49 verse 7 talks about it. That, look at this. Jeremiah 49, chapter 49 verse 7 says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman. You see that, right? Is wisdom. Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee, you turn back. Right? Dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him. Right? Upon the time that I will visit him. If great gatherers, right, come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If these by night they will destroy to them enough. But I made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide until his seed is spoiled, and his bread and his living. Why is his seed spoiled? Because he didn't have no wisdom to understand the enemy and what the enemy trying to do. So the enemy, because you don't have wisdom to be who's around you. At this season, you got to check your friend. Is he a portal? Is he a door to the enemy? You got to check people. Are they doorways to the enemy to come get you? You have to understand the battle. Now, wisdom and understanding, you got to use discernment. The enemy will come to anybody that he can to come and get you. Now, let's go take our Bible into the book of Ephesians chapter 5. Somebody say amen. You see Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15 through 16. See then that you were circumspectly, not as what? Fools. What is fools? They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's happening. Your head is in the sand. You don't know what's happening. But we, as the body of believers, we need to know what's going on, so we can't walk as fools, but as what? Wise. Meaning what? Understanding. Be clever. Be able to see what's going on. Be able to deduce what the enemy trying to do. Be able to deduce which way. That's why in this time, you look at it, the enemy will have you depressed so you can't fight. He'll have you think about your life that you can't fight. He'll have you think about your issues and your problems and how you going to eat and how you going to drink and how you going to do this. That's why you got to seek ye first the kingdom of God and all of his righteousness, and all of these things shall be added unto you. Can I tell you something? You are dealing with a clever enemy that will use anything. Your insecurities, you being shy, you being scared, he will use all those weapons against you. Your enemy does not have no pity. You see, you have pity. You got love. Your enemy got none. He got one agenda: to steal, kill, and to what? Destroy you. Oh, see. Your enemy is determined, and he will use that little hesitancy against you. Now, look at it. Say, redeeming the time, because the days are what? Evil. The days are evil. You got to understand. This is not the days of your mamas. This is not 20 years ago, baby. This is real now. This is real battle. This is a real fight. You got to be wise, redeeming the time. You can't walk around. It's like you walking in a neighborhood. You know there's shootouts every time, and you're not prepared to duck. Okay, nobody hear what I'm talking about. Nobody understanding. You got to know. See, some of you understood when you go into a certain neighborhood, you say, look, we go into this neighborhood. You got to be, okay. You got to be ready. Don't wear the good shoes, because you don't understand what I'm, don't wear them sneakers, don't wear this, because you may not come back. Well, come on. You see, you may go home barefoot. If you take, keep your Jordans home. Don't wear that. Where the ponies. don't go and listen. You see what I'm saying? You got to be wise. What? Redeeming the time. You got to know where you at every moment and every second, and know what environment you in and what your enemy trying to do to you. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, let's go into the book of Amos, chapter 5. Amos, chapter 5. Praise God. Amos, chapter 5, verse 12 to 15. For I know your manifold transgression and your mighty sins. They afflict the just, they take a bribe, and they turn aside the poor in the gate from their right. Therefore, the prudent should keep silence in that time, for it is what? An evil time. Now it says, seek good and not evil, that you may live. And so the Lord, the God of hosts, shall be with you, as we spoken on. Partake on what the evil thing. You've got to be wise to understand when people are going crazy way, you don't go there. And sometimes in church and ministry, I see people follow crazy people who doing evil, who doing all kind of crazy things. They click up together and say, let's do this. And you have to be able to discern what is God, what is not God. Because now you may walk with evil people and get the very thing they get. So now I have to walk with wisdom. I can't do everything because somebody said so. I got to check it, whether it be of God or not. You see, you got to walk in wisdom now. You got to walk in understanding. Now look at this in the book of Luke chapter 12. So okay, we're going to go there tonight. Luke chapter 12, verse 54. And he said also to the people, when you see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway you say, there cometh a shower, and so it is. Now, when in a cloudy day, some of y'all bring out your umbrella. Even though you didn't see rain yet. You may bring it because the news weather said it, or you may bring it because you saw some clouds. Why is it God's people cannot discern the time they're in? Because guess what? When you know it's going to rain, you carry a weapon, which is called an umbrella. Just in case you don't want to be caught out there when it rains. Why is it God's people cannot discern the time that you're in? You see, the enemy wants you clueless to the time that you're living in. The enemy wants you clueless to know that there is a war, and you can't just be sitting holding hands and be kumbaya anymore. You got to watch as well as what? Pray to what the enemy trying to do in your life. And he says this, and when you see the south wind blow, you say there will be heat, and it come to pass. Ye hypocrites, that's what Jesus said. Ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky and the earth, but how is it that you not discern this time? Oh God, how is it that you don't discern this time? Because I told you that your enemy is like a roaring lion. Why is not the church deciding that things have changed and we are fighting a real war, and we are fighting demonic forces in high places, spiritual wickedness and governmental areas and all kind of things in this planet, that things are not as innocent as you think it is. But this is when we got to use the weapon of our warfare. They are not carnal, but they are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. And that's why the enemy don't mind you carrying your Bible, just as long as you don't protect yourself in the natural. Because he understands you pray all day, but I can catch you in the natural realm while you're sleeping. Hold hands and stay in the church and sing all day and pray all day, but you're not watching to the physical realm where the enemy's moving, where he hopping in people and jumping into people, telling them to do all kind of things and attacking them. You will never deter the enemy behind the enemy. All you're going to call it is racism. You're going to call it Ku Klux Klan, but it's a devil that we are dealing with, that moving in hatred and bitterness against God's people and against this planet. And I'm here to talk about it because now our eyes going to have to be open, because you have to understand the natural man does not understand the battle, because all he can understand is natural things. But to those who are spiritual, can discern spiritual things and understand that this is not the same old days, and this is not the same old things. You see, the thing is that the world don't see the demon behind Buki and them, but those who have the spirit of detection and the spirit of discerning, and say there's a spirit hiding behind them. Oh, come on, nobody understanding. That's when Jesus was in the church in the book of Luke, and he began to talk about the kingdom. And guess what happened? The demon was in the church, and nobody can discern the demon in the church until they talk about the opposition of the kingdom. And that man rose up in the midst of the church and said, Jesus, why you here? It's not our time. So we can find out the enemy can be hidden in the midst, and nobody have a spirit of discernment to discern where the enemy is. Oh, God have mercy. Why is it that the people back in Luke chapter 4 did not discern a demon in the midst of them? Because they understand there was a war among them, oh God. And this is what the church is doing right now. While you're trying to play games, while you're trying to do all kind of crazy things, and you're trying to act up and begin to talk about each other, but there's a real demon in the midst of you trying to kill you and destroy you and rip your lives apart and cause you to be depressed and oppressed, discouraged, hopeless, to the point that you don't want to live life no more. You don't want to breathe no more. You don't want to wake up in the morning, take your hope, take your dream, take everything away from you, sapping your energy, sapping your strength, putting you using television, using books, using all kind of things against my God. And God's people are being silent because you cannot discern the time and what's going on. And that's why, like the Bible said, that broad is the way and narrow is the path into heaven. Because guess what happened? There's some church people going in the way of the enemy while you think you're moving in the things of God. Because broad is the way, narrow is the path. Oh God. Ah, God have mercy. While you hanging out with demons that you're supposed to fight, when you're hanging out with spirit that you're supposed to cast out, there's some things you're supposed to shut down that you never shut down, because you go in the broad way and not the narrow path to the kingdom of heaven. Ah, God, narrow is the path. It's narrow, baby. It's narrow. It's not as it was before. It's not time to think about what about my neighbor, what they're doing. That's what the church is doing. The church is just concerning, my God, the carnal things. The church is talking about what my neighbor is wearing, who they're seeing, who they're being with, and who's this. Shut your fool mouth. Because you got to understand there's prayers, there's things to pull down, the demonic forces. You got to ask God, give me the spirit of discernment to know the time I'm in. Come on now. Because guess what? Now I got children to come. Come on now. They don't got no discernment. I need discernment for my children. Oh God, I need discernment for my family. Because the enemy's coming like a roaring lion. But now we can close our eyes and try to act like nothing is happening. God. The church is trying to act like nothing happening. It's all right. It's not all right. Because now, the fight is not just about the souls. The fight is about your life now. Because now, if we begin to take territories in the spiritual realm, the enemy will back off. But you have to understand the opponent. Let me tell you something. Just like God have you, what makes you think the devil don't got people that you? So what do you think? He don't got people serving him. He gonna tell them what to do, just like God tell you what to do. Just like you hear God, they hear their master. What do you think? What do you think? That they ain't gonna hear from their master to do what he wants them to do, just like God tell you what to do? Because we don't understand the times. Because we don't understand what we're dealing with and what we're going on. You think that it's just about wearing the collar and coming to church and be cute. No. You got kids, you got family. You got your life. You have to understand that the battle can be in your block, in your neighborhood. It can be, the devil can be next door to you. Because if they're not saved, they're potential door hole to come and get you. And you got to understand that. It's all surround you. It's all over you. Oh, God have mercy. Oh, glory. Ecclesiastes 8. Chapter 8. We're going to talk about it. Ecclesiastes chapter 8. Hallelujah. Glory Jesus. Chapter 8 verse 5 to 6. Somebody find it, read it for me real quick.
Whoso keepeth the commandments shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
You see, a wise man, what? Heart discerning what? Both time and what? Judgment. You got to know the time and you got to know what to do. If you don't know what to do in this battle, guess what happened? You're going to go. That's why I keep telling y'all, and you're not listening because you're not understanding the prophetic word that's coming to this house and this season for God to educate his people. Because you got to understand the time and you got to understand judgment. What is judgment? Decision. What to do, how to come in, and how to go out. Because if you don't know it, guess what happened? Now read verse 6.
Because to every purpose there is time and judgment. Therefore the misery of man is great.
You see that, right? Because you don't understand the purpose and time, what's going on, that's why you're miserable. That's why you're going through. You don't know why is it to make right decision, you're going through. See, you got to know when you're losing, like you're in stock, you know, when everybody is selling, not time to buy. That's stupid to buy when everybody's selling. Nobody hear me. See, the church is sleeping what they ought to be fighting. That's why there's great misery, and that's why we are suffering, because the church don't understand the time and the season to what's going on and what's happening, because we think that you just come into church and I'm just going to do what I want to do when I want to do it, when I feel like doing it, when I think I want to do it, and not understanding you want to be a part-time believer and you got a full-time devil. Nobody understand it. Nobody understand what I'm saying to you. You want to be a part-time, believer, a part-time Christian, but your devil that's fighting you don't take no breaks. And you see, they are committed, they are faithful, and they're faithful, and they understand their assignment. And the church don't even understand their assignment, and they don't even understand their purpose. Let me tell you something. While you want to do what you're doing, they're going to get y'all. They're going to get you while you doing what you're doing, and you hating, you doing whatever you think you find that you're going to do. Let me tell you something. You don't think you're fighting. The enemy say, I don't know. You say, man, I ain't fighting you. Let me tell you something. You go to the wrong block. When you go to a certain block, you fight it, even you know it or not. Because if it's a bad block or if it's a bad neighborhood, over there they fight. And they don't care if you don't fight. But when you come there, either you go, nobody understand. Nobody understand what I'm talking about up in here. You see, the devil, you can tell the devil, I don't want to be fighting. I'm not in this war. Not to choose is to choose. And the whole thing about it, don't think the devil's going to say, man, you know what, I'm off right now. It's not Sunday. It's not Thursday. It's not Wednesday. The devil, I don't care. Get them, boys. Take them right now. Because at this time, you all want to take breaks. Ain't no breaks. You got to be in this thing full time. My God, only believers think that they can choose to clock in and clock out. The devil clock in and never clock out until their assignment over. Nobody understand what I'm talking about. The devil don't take no clock off. He don't take no break. He don't take no lunch time. He don't take snacks. He don't take nothing. His whole purpose is to get you and everybody that's around you. Because you know why? He already know he got me. He already know what his purpose they gonna be. So now his thing is to get you to come along with him. Okay. But I understand. Go ahead. Be with your pretty self and sing churches. Sing little songs of Zion in the church and be cute and wear pretty shoe sneakers and try to act like you with God and you really not. See, that's when somebody gonna get hit with an arrow. When them demons come to you now, what? Oh, you think you got power, right? All right, let me see what comes.
Oh God, hallelujah. Yes, God.
She's trying to fake it. Now all of a sudden we see a whole bunch of brothers screaming like the seven sons of Sceva. Running out the church. We play. We didn't know. We joking. That demon jumped on them, beat them, and they went into the church. Ain't no time to play church. Ain't no time to do all these things. Because guess what? The devil is serious about his business, and you need to get serious about yours. Let's go into the book of Jonah, chapter 4. The book of Jonah. When somebody have it, okay. Just stand up and read it, loud voice. Chapter 4, verse 10 and 11.
And Then said the Lord, Thou hast pity on the gourd, for which thou hast not labored, neither made it grow, which came up in a night and perished in a night. And should I not spare Nineveh, that great city, wherein are more than 64,000 persons that cannot discern between their right hand and their left hand, and also much cattle?
Now, he about to kill everybody, and nobody can discern God won't kill him. That city was about to die, and nobody in that city had the discernment that my time is in. That I'm about to get destroyed. So God said the reason that he spared them because they didn't have no discernment. They didn't have enough head on them to know that their time was up. And sometimes your lack of discernment can kill you in not understanding what's going on. Because and most of you, if you could discern some relationship and some people that you deal with, you would have never dealt with them. Because the thing is, you show the beautiful silhouette, but you never seen the spirit behind the silhouette. Okay, all right. And I don't care if you're a believer, we need to check by spirit. We need to check the spirit by the spirit. I just can't go by your word you're a believer because you're carrying a Bible. Some devils carry Bibles. I'm sorry to say, but some devils carry Bibles. They praise in church. They wear collars. They pastors. They prophets. They do everything else. So I can't just go by you telling me what you are. I got to have the discernment of the Spirit to understand, test the Spirit by the Spirit of God, whether it be of God or not. You have to understand, you can't take, no. See, why am I saying that? Because I'm discerning the times. Because back 20 years ago, I can take your word as face value. But in this time that I'm in, the heat of the warfare has gone up. I just can't trust what you say. Nobody understand what I'm saying. Oh, I'm a Christian, so you got to shut your fool mouth. I don't believe you. I got to discern you, baby. Forget what you're saying to me. I got to discern you. I got to this. Don't tell me what you think. No. Let's sit here for a while. Let me observe you. Let me see. You see, one of the things about the devil, they cannot be faithful. The devil cannot be faithful, will not submit, will not do anything. It's going to do what it wants to do when it feels like it. It's just like a cat, right, in the house, and you leave a little bird or a house. For a while, he cannot stop his nature. Nobody understands. His nature will show up. And guess what happened? Time show all things.
Yes.
Time. That's why he said you got to discern the times. That's why some snakes can hold back and chill for a while in the bushes until the prey comes up enough. Chill. Just for a while till you get come out, because it's not going to work too hard. It's going to wait till you come close enough and then bite you and put some venom on you and destroy you. See, this thing here is for real. That's why Jesus said, be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. He didn't say be a snake, but learn its nature. You have to understand, you got to be wise. You got to be clever. That's another thing. Now, the thing about a snake, the snake is discerning. Because it discerns, it hides among the bushes and it's discerning that little mouse or that food that it wants. And it's not going to move until you close enough. Then it bites you. Oh, don't say nothing. That's how you got caught. That's how you got caught. Don't say nothing. Don't look straight. Look straight. They got close enough and you trusted. You put your barriers down. All of a sudden the true nature come out. Oh, nobody did. All right. Because discernment. Malachi 13 verse 17 to 18. There's no 13 in my Malachi chapter 3. I'm just hyped. Malachi chapter 3 verse 17 to 18. Somebody read that for me, please.
And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked.
Hold up. Then should you return. So now there's a problem with discernment because some people have not returned back to God. There's a problem with your discernment because you're not connected to God as you used to be connected. So now you can't use the GPS.
That's good.
God's personal Satan detector. Nobody hear? Nobody hear me? God's personal Satan detector. So now because you won't pray, you won't spend time with God, you won't hear His voice. Now there's something that's happening to your discernment that you cannot detect the enemy, because one of the things that God said, when you return to me, then you'll be able to discern between the righteous and the wicked. Because the thing about the righteous and the wicked, they both look the same. They both look the same. And now only God can detect to tell you which one is who. Because everybody look the same. Now finish reading for me, Deacon O.C.
Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth.
You see that, right? Now that God came with a gun. We need to discern if he really serving God or not. Why are you here for? Why? Whose spirit that's moving you? Whose spirit that's guiding you? Whose spirit that's directing you? Because when we return, now the church cannot come to a place of discernment and understanding what's going on, because we lost our relationship with God, because you think you can decide when to serve God or not serve Him, or if you feel like it. So now we not only see the discernment factor going down and for detecting devils, but the discernment factor is going down for your own lives. To the point you can discern your decision is wrong. It looks good to you. Oh God have mercy. You can discern that you're about to get killed and you need to move back. You think it's right. That's okay. Let me show you something. The Bible said there's a way that seemeth right unto a man. But guess what happened? It leads you unto death. Why is it you do some things and I won't do it? Because I already know what's up. See why? Because the discernment had already shown me what's going to happen at the end of the rainbow. Oh, you need to understand that. While you look, it look good to you. See, the devil ain't going to give you nothing that look bad. He going to give you something that look good. So I need to understand to discern between the good and the... Everybody hear what I'm talking about tonight. You think that the devil gonna give you bad and you gonna recognize bad? Nah, baby. He ain't gonna, because everybody can recognize bad. Oh, Lord have mercy. You don't need no discernment if you can recognize bad. Right? If you can see bad, why is it that you need discernment? Why is it that you need discernment if you can say, oh, that's bad? So that means that the devil ain't gonna show you the bad. He's going to show you the good. And you're going to have to discern the good. What looks good may not be God. And not everything that's good is God. Nobody understand? Yeah. Not everything that looks good. It may be a job. It looks good. But it's going to take you away from worship, prayer, doing everything that you need. She's making a lot of money. But guess what happened? Guess what you're going to lose? See, the Bible said that what is gain for a man to gain the whole world and lose it? You see, the thing is, the devil will use your greed for money to take you away. So you got to discern. People will understand why you turn out the job that they would not turn. Okay. Because for me, God is more important, and I know what the devil is trying to do to me. Because why? He's showing me something good, not bad. It's good that he's showing me to move me away from the will of God. And I'm here to educate your people to understand. If you can recognize bad and you say this is bad, then why is it that you need the gift of discernment? You don't need the discernment. It's bad. I can see bad. But it must be something that the devil is doing. That's why the Bible said that the Satan had disguised himself as a what? Angel of light. So what is the devil doing? He's going to try to act like he's good to move you away. And some of you are in some churches. He looked like a man of God, but he ain't really. And you'll pack out that place. Give him everything y'all got in your pockets. But you don't know in your heart, you may be giving everything to the devil. May hate me, don't send me no letters. Send me no letters. So prophet, I'm going to say what God says.
That's right. Speak God.
Because if God's giving you spiritual discernment, why is it He don't give you natural discernment? Because in the natural you can detect what is good and bad. So you don't need natural discernment. What you need is spiritual discernment, because there's something in the spirit that's coming after you that you can't see.
Yes, God. Yes, God. Hallelujah. Speak God.
And it's coming through people and things and situations. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Verse 14 to 15.
But the natural man receiveth not the things of
The natural man don't understand spiritual things. They don't understand what I'm talking about now. If a natural hear me now, they're going to think I'm a foolish man.
Yes.
That I'm crazy. That what is it this guy talking about? They call them Christians again. They call them believers again. You see, fanatics. There you go. They go. So the spiritual things, don't try to make natural people understand spiritual things. They can never understand it. It's like you trying to make a Spanish person understand French. They just don't understand it. Go on, read, please.
But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness.
They foolishness. So me talking and somebody hear me, they say that guy's foolish. Look at him. Or everything is spiritual to him. Oh, there's a war with devils. We don't understand. What's he talking about? You know what drink he drinking? Look at this. You see somebody probably said, you see this guy, this is what the problem is in the church. Him, you see. Please read.
Neither can they know them, because they are spiritual.
See that? Because they are spiritually discerned, not naturally discerned. So when the shooting that happened, everybody who's natural was trying to discern it naturally. He's a racist. He's mental. But to us who's spiritual, we understand there's more behind this whole thing. We understand that it's not just the natural. There's a spiritual puppet behind moving things and challenging things and directing things. Nobody hear what I'm saying to them. But go ahead, read it, please.
Verse 15. But he that is spiritual judges.
You see, he that is spiritual, I judge all areas. Because I'm spiritual, I judge every area. I judge in the natural and I judge in the spiritual. So if he that is spiritual judges all things, I've got 3D. I can see in every area to see what's going on and to see what's happening. You only see one area, but I see 2 or maybe 3 areas to release what's going on. Nobody hear me. Go on, read.
But he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is not judged of no man.
You see, you can discern me either. Because guess what? A natural man cannot discern me. Only a spiritual can understand what I'm saying to them right now. Hebrews chapter 5. Hebrews chapter 5. Verse 13 to 14. Read.
For everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is the babe.
Okay, how many people will let your little baby or young kid discern certain things for your life? Relationship, baby, what you think about my relationship? Do you think I should be with this man? What would you ask a baby that? Why would you ask a kid? Kid probably like, I hate him. Why? That's not my daddy. I hate him. Don't be with him. You're going to have a kid discern your future and your relationship. I can't be with you because my baby don't like you. See, now you having a baby discern still. You understand? So now obviously that's not their daddy. You're going to tell you I don't want to be with them. That's why the guy got to come over and bribe him with toys and do little things so you can get to like him. So now I like him. Oh, you give me toys. I don't care. Be with him. As long as I'm getting toys, you be with him. You understand? So now we now in the spiritual realm we can have babies who try to understand something. So that's why in the church we have babies who try to understand spiritual things and may not understand certain things I do or certain things I say. It's because they are babies. They don't see, their senses is not fully developed to see what I'm thinking. I'm thinking as an adult. So I'm thinking certain things, but when you look at it, Pastor is me because he doing that, he sat this one. No, you don't understand what's going on. You don't understand the wisdom behind what I'm seeing or the spirit that's dealing that you may not see, but I'm seeing it. Why? Because I'm at a different level than you are. I'm grown, and not only I'm grown, I had some experience. That's what skillful means. Skillful means I had some experience in some areas that you don't have because I've been doing this for 20-something years. You may be in the 5th grade, don't mean you have discernment. You have 5th grade discernment. But I may have college discernment. That's all right. You got discernment, but it ain't college level yet. You still got to go up a couple of degrees. You still got to go to school. You still have to, come on. I'm not saying you don't got discernment, but let me tell you, a 1st grade discernment is different from a 2nd grade discernment. Hallelujah. Grandson put a thing about God people. We say we are God's people. In 1st grade, I wouldn't put that together. That's what we're talking about. You know, now he's in a grade that he can say use it because it lets you know he discernment that's great discernment because most kids his age will not say we are God's people.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
Some will put we are the village people. But he said we are God. That's great discernment for his age to understand that. So now I'm not saying you may not have discernment. That's why you got to check. Because when the enemy, some things you may judge at your level, but at my level aware of leadership that I am, I see things by the grace of God in a different way than you do.
Yes, that's right.
Don't ever think that you have more discernment than your teachers because the student is never
Greater than the teacher.
What does that mean? You may be smart, but there's something that's been given to me by grace.
Right.
Okay. Paul told Timothy this, right? Forget not the laying of the hands that was given to you when grace was put upon you. So there's some things you got to work for because of my leadership position. It was given to me. Oh, nobody is. Oh, because guess what? There's certain things that was given to me for the job.
Yes.
You may be smarter, but not smart in the Holy Ghost. You may be wise, but not wiser because that grace is being put upon you. He said, to the laying of the hand, to the presbyter. And some of you got it, but you won't use it.
Lord mercy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
You got it. Some people tell you, let's go do this. And you ain't saying nothing. You're going right along with it. Acting like a dumb sheep. Going straight to the slaughter. Okay, nobody, I'm not being mean or anything, but going straight to the slaughter. But Deacon will say, please read verse 14.
But strong meat belongeth to them that are full of age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
You see that, right? A lot of things in the church, they don't exercise the senses. So that's why they don't grow. Just like everybody got muscles. But if you don't exercise your muscle, Nashon exercises muscle so you can see his body, but he wasn't always that way.
Right.
But you have to discern. All of us been given the same things, but it's according to what you do with it.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to exercise your discernment. You ain't going to have just discernment just because you say, I got it. So you have to exercise your discernment to understand between good and evil, who's God, who's not God. To me, when somebody starts talking, it just don't sound right.
Yeah.
I'm like, that don't, you stupid, man. It don't sound right. You make no sense. I don't get it. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just not getting what you're saying to me. It is not discernment. So now that means that there are certain things you have to discern. You have to grow. When you as you become more mature, a person that's 60 years old become more discernment and begin to understand that certain things I used to do at 20, I'm not going to do it at 60 because I've learned to discern and gotten so experienced.
Yes, God.
Now at this time, we're going to look at a man who understood discernment. I think is one of Deacon Osie's favorite guys. I know he's going to say Daniel, that's not him. It's Nehemiah chapter 4.
That's my man.
We're going to find out. I wanted to give an example of discernment. And I've been trying, everything I'm doing, trying to set up to get you ready for discernment. You understand what I'm saying? Trying to get you ready for discernment to what God is doing and which way He's doing. Okay? Now, we understand that Nehemiah was in a place where the king, he had a burden for God's people. And he began to pray to the Lord. He seeked the Lord, went to the king's face, and he got in favor by God to go back and rebuild the temple. Can I tell you something? Just because you're doing God's job, it doesn't mean you will not have opposition. Right. A lot of believers think that because I'm doing God's will, I'm not going to have problems. Right. I'm here to let you know that because you're doing God's will, you're going to have problems. But my Bible says that because you overcome the world, you're going to overcome it too. Amen. You should have trouble, but you're going to overcome it. So now, Jesus never told you the absence of trials and trouble, but He does promise you you're going to come out of it. Right. Greater is He that's in you than he that's in the world. Oh, somebody praise Him up in here. I tell somebody I'm going to make it, and that's why my favorite verse in the Bible says, this too shall come to pass. Nobody want to hear what I'm talking about. This too is going to change. It may be months, it may be years, it may be whatever, but guess what? My change will come. This too shall pass. Oh, nobody want to hear what I'm talking about. This too shall pass. Now Nehemiah began to say in verse 1, he said, but it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall, he was angry, wroth, and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. We find out that the enemy always uses a person. Now, you see Sanballat, but you never see who's working through Sanballat. Nobody going to want to hear what I'm saying. You see Sanballat, you see the wicked guy or the wicked woman or the person who's mean, but you never understand who's working behind that person to be mean or to act the way they're acting or behave the way they behave. Nobody out here, because I'm quick to bind the devil when arguing. I bind that devil. You talking to me? No, I'm not talking to the devil behind you. Let's not fight. I'm talking to him behind you. Shut up. Be quiet. Come out of her. Come out of him right now, devil. Come out. Be loose and let them go. Oh, that mercy. Now, we need to look at the person behind Sanballat. And the Bible says he spake before his brethren in the army.